This week's Safety Toolbox Talk is once again on fall protection practices. I've had the pleasure, along with two Berglund superintendents in the past couple of weeks, to attend an American Contractors Insurance Group fall protection best practice session. This was extremely interesting, and I always refer to this acronym: the hazard is not knowing. These gentlemen that taught this class actually write the ANSI standards based on OSHA standards for fall protection. And really what it comes down to is training and education, best practices. Talk about fall protection, all aspects of fall protection at leading edges, fall protection at holes, fall protection while using an aerial lift, and best practices. We at Berglund have been using many retractables in our aerial lifts, whereas this entity training this class said best practice for moving an aerial lift from point A to point B is a positioning device. Once we get the boom lift to that position, then to use only a 6-foot shock absorbing lanyard and not a retractable at all, because if you're bounced out of the boom lift, the retractable is going to go up and over the top of the top rail, and the activation of the retractable at the anchor point may not recognize that and keep feeding out, extending your fall exposure. So I've written a text this week, and it's accompanied by a bunch of little clips of videos that I took at this fall protection workshop. So please review the text and then take a look at the video. And if you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you. Let's have a safe week.
So we have a certified instructor with Reliance here testing this 282-pound man, simulated man, with Reliance small mini retractable with very little retractable pulled out. So as he activates this, take a look at what happens with this simulation of man.
Now, you shouldn't do that because it doesn't tell you you can, but it also doesn't tell you you can't. No. The weight's on you then, Dan.
So that would be typical to be anchored below yourself at your feet and having about 5 feet of your retractable out. You're not necessarily anchored overhead, you're anchored at your feet. Very dangerous with retractables.
I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen here. What I'd like everybody to do is, everybody who's in the middle zone here, move over this way.
So he's forewarning everybody to get out of the way because he anticipates that our mock man at 282 pounds is just going to shred this mini retractable.
Backside. And I'll drop this one in 3, 2, and 1.
So it exhausted everything that was in the retractable like a free fall, and it bottomed out down below. It failed. So this safety professional is using different applications to tie off this 282 pound member, and he's trying to express to us the 90-degree angle that your retracting lifeline is going to go over, and how it shears, and how this individual, mock individual, would just simply bottom out because his fall arrest system would fail. Very interesting and hands-on as he executes this operation.
I feel bad making that product look bad, so we're going to do it with the regular steel knife now. We're going to do it. 3, 2, and 1.
So that self-retracting lifeline is a web of nylon on that 90-degree angle, and in this case it held. course, you can see that there is a pendulum effect.
Now again, one thing you don't want to do, especially if you have a tripod and you're doing this, as you hoist them up, make sure the person doesn't get into that athletic Z position and launch themselves forward. People have a tendency, I don't know why, to just want to push themselves forward, and there's been cases where, whoa, they can try to take a tripod over with them. So just have them there, take the load off them, get to the point to where there's some tension on it, say, okay, get ready, I'm just going to lift you up, and then simply just have them pick up their legs or lift them up. Right? This fits me great. I think you have a couple folks that want to take some harnesses out with them, Dan.
You know what? I'll tell you what, if you like the harness you're wearing, take it with you, because I had these built for this class. So I can't sell them or put them back in service, so be sure to take them with you. Okay?
Well,